So the big news on Monday morning was Sir Louis Straker back as the candidate for the Unity Labour Party in Central Leeward. And I believe it came as a shock to a lot of persons. But for the members of the Unity Labour Party, we understand very clearly the direction given by our political leader on these matters at the National Council and prior to the National Council and subsequent to the National Council, that in all of these situations where we are doing candidates for the upcoming elections, it is the wish of the leadership of the party not to engage in any major controversy. And it is expected that all constituencies will do its best to eliminate controversy and an outright contest. So Central Leeward had its candidate selection meeting on Sunday, the 15th, and there was a contest. There were two candidates, that is Maxwell Charles, two potential candidates, two contenders, the sitting MP for the area, Maxwell Charles, and challenger Dunstan Johnson. And discussions were held with them before and on the same day at the site when the political leader got there. And he had discussions with them there and sought then to have the matter settled. But as we went into the meeting, there was much discussion and disagreement. And we went through the processes and the political leader in his presentation to the gathering. And there were, I would say, close to maybe 400 persons there, 300 plus persons there. The constituency met all requirements to have the meeting according to the constitution of the party. And in his presentation to the members present, the political leader indicated and asked both contenders whether either would give way to the other. And they were both adamant that they wished to have the contest go through. Well, he appealed to them and they didn't. There was clearly a division in the ranks, clearly a division and supporters of the individual contenders, and it was necessary to bring a healing of sorts. We felt at the leadership that a win by any one of the two contenders will prove that yes, they won the contest there, but it may, as well as it may not have, create a division in the supporters of the Unity Labour Party. Remember, this meeting is for the supporters of the Unity Labour Party, not the constituency as a whole, including NDP persons. So the persons gathered, they were all Labour. And there was a clear division. In an experienced eye, I will say there were maybe a 60-40 division. And the concern of the political leader and others was that we could very well have a contest today and a winner emerges, but then we strike a solid divide line down the center. And then whoever the winner is will be so engrossed in trying to create a healing among the division, or bringing the division, the divided supporters together. And it was thought best that maybe we should try a new candidate, a new contender. And seeing that there clearly was no giving by either side, neither by the contenders nor their supporters, the decision was made, and the political leader asked the members at the meeting if they would accept Sir Louis Straker as an alternative to deciding between Maxwell and Dunstan. And that's how it came about. The majority of persons seem to have accepted that as a solution to the problem that we had. And our political leader asked for leave, asked the members to stay because he did not wish to leave the venue until we had a settlement of the issue. It was not going to go with the sun going down upon any wrath. So he asked leave to go and fetch Sir Louis, who I believe he got a hold of at a church event in Barley, and brought him back to the venue. Sir Louis had discussions with Dunstan and Maxwell, and publicly the political leader asked, before he went to fetch Sir Louis, whether they both will support Sir Louis as the candidate. Sir Louis held discussions while Maxwell and Dunstan went to the political leader to fetch Sir Louis, and they had a discussion, and they both agreed that Sir Louis is the best choice, and that they felt that Sir Louis coming back into the ring out of retirement to work again for his party and to heal that divide in a very critical seat for the Unity Labour Party. Let us not forget the Central Leeward constituency is the constituency that basically you can say gave us government, where we won by just 150 votes. And it is critical that we maintain stability in a seat like that, particularly so among the supporters of the Unity Labour Party. There was some division in 2010, and there was a contest, and at that time Dunstan withdrew his interest in being the candidate, and Maxwell went forth and won the seat by 150 votes. So Sir Louis agreed that he will make a presentation to the members present on one condition, that both Maxwell and Dunstan stand at his side and give full support and agreement to his presentation. So said, so done. All three went to the podium, and Sir Louis spoke to the people, and in the end Maxwell Charles nominated Sir Louis as the candidate for Central Leeward, and Dunstan Johnson seconded the nomination, and the vote was put, and there were no dissenting voices at that time to Sir Louis, and Sir Louis was accepted by the membership that were present, and Sir Louis's name will now be put forward to the candidate selection committee for that particular constituency, then to the Central Executive, and then to the convention on the 19th of April, because we're not going to be having another national council before the convention. The National Council has already approved the date for the convention, so all the candidates that we are going through now, all the candidate selection meetings, the process has to be finalized to be put to the National Convention on the 19th of April. So we will expect that on the 19th of April, Sir Louis will be officially declared as the candidate for the Unity Labour Party in Central Leeward. I know that there are mixed feelings on this, but I would say generally that I think that the majority of the Unity Labour Party supporters and right-thinking persons accept and support. So Louis Straker has contributed significantly to the development of this party. In 1994, Sir Louis, Sir Vincent, they were not then sirs, but they are now, and Ralph Gonzalez won 3 seats in the February 21st elections, 1994. In 1998, Sir Louis won back his seat in 2001 and in 2005. Having been elected for 4 consecutive terms, Sir Louis thought it best to retire from active politics while he continued to give very important support to the Unity Labour Party and its leadership, and gave way for another candidate and another representative for Central Leeward, and Maxwell Charles filled that void and won the election in 2010. So Louis is an experienced veteran, and I know that while the NDP may be mocking and trying to make political mileage out of what transpired on Sunday, deep in the hearts and souls of the NDP, and in particular Ben Exeter, their front runner for now in Central Leeward, I know that the fear has gripped their insides. Fear stalks the NDP with the return of Sir Louis. I believe Sir Louis has the skill and the popularity to mend the fences that were created, the fences that were created over the past couple of years, with Dunstan declaring his interest pretty early, and declare the vision that was visible at Peter's Hope on Sunday. What we have to take into consideration as supporters of the Unity Labour Party is this: where there is a clear divide, and I put the percentage at 60-40, and it is 60-40 of the supporters of the Unity Labour Party, not 60-40 of the constituency. And with you winning a seat by just 150 votes, this is something you will not want to be happening among the ranks of your supporters in a critical 4th term election. You would want to have peace, all fences mended, all parties and contenders on board, and both Dunstan and Maxwell have given their commitment privately and publicly at the event on Sunday that they will give support to Sir Louis, full support to Sir Louis, and bring along with them their supporters, their individual supporters who created the divide, and heal that wound so we can go forward as the usual well-oiled machinery of the Unity Labour Party. We have a lot of confidence in Sir Louis. He has displayed his political skills many a times. He's quite articulate on the platform, and generally, not just on the platform. And he's an experienced man. 71, yes, but he looks so much younger now, 5 years after his retirement, and I think he's fit to get back into active politics.